Hi, forgive my scruffy appearance. It's still the holidays and I'm in relax mode, but I wanted to get this out urgently. Watch now for a few minutes and you'll see why. I've never seen anything like this AI. In over 2 decades of digital marketing, working for the world's leading agencies from Sydney to London, serving dozens of global clients and helping hundreds of SMEs, I never imagined anything this powerful for generating you very serious revenue within weeks in a way that there's no risk to you and you only pay if it performs. So no bells and whistles. I'm just very quickly going to show you how this system works. We call it the Sleeping Giant AI. And to show you why, let's go behind the scenes on a recent campaign. Okay, so this is a small test case for a client in the UK. We serve clients globally, and this process works in any market because we train the AI to match your country's dialect, your industry's language, your brand tone of voice, and even compliance rules if you're in a regulated market like financial services. So this client started with a sample of 221 dead leads. So that's people they'd called repeatedly, left voicemails for, and eventually they gave up on because they got no response. So we start with the Waking Whisper SMS. This is a short, simple message designed to reawaken interest in this far left column. It's a gentle nudge to get leads to raise their hand. Now, out of 221 leads, we've got 21 have gone on to respond so far. That's over 10% re-engaged. Now, as soon as they respond, that's when our Sleeping Giant AI, powered by ChatGPT, takes over, engages them individually, and this is where the magic really happens. The AI handles the entire conversation, finds out what the lead needs, empathizes, builds rapport, qualifies them, even handles objections, and then either connects them directly to a team member or books them into your calendar. For the remaining 200 or so leads who didn't respond immediately, we set up automated SMS and email follow-ups to give them a nudge just over the coming days for the next couple of weeks. Many of these will usually move forwards as well. So typically we expect an overall response rate of about 20 to 30% of those dead leads to give us the response, and then a percentage of those will move forwards. So now, without further ado, let's see exactly how the AI converts these dead leads into hot sales calls. So as soon as they do respond, they move from here, the new lead, no response. They automatically get moved across here to lead responded. So we've got a selection in here, and then from there they move on to the other sections, the call now, schedule callback. So now let's see if we can dive into the conversations. Let's find a good one. And let's dig into the detail of the conversation. So bear in mind, now this is where the AI is doing all the talking. There's no human involvement here. Let me just find one to share. This looks like a good one. So yeah, so at the top here, we've got the Waking Whisper right here. Then they respond, and this is all the AI. So the AI then replies, it starts to qualify them, asks them a few questions, builds some rapport, sounds very natural, very human. As you can see here, the client or the prospect is fully engaged in the conversation, and they decide to go ahead and they do request the call down here. So they've requested an immediate call, and that gets put into the system to call now. And so we've got a selection of leads in both of those, call now and also the scheduled callback. And so that's really how this whole system works. So let's imagine this is your sample test. So 14 out of 221, that's almost a 7.5% conversion rate into a sales call from leads that you'd written off. Your team didn't lift a finger, they simply took the calls and closed the deals from these leads that were on the scrap heap. And remember, you didn't do a thing to generate these extra calls, we handled it all. Now imagine scaling this, whether you have 5,000, 10,000, or 100,000 old leads. The results become, well, you guessed it, gigantic, hence the name. Now, here's the best part. We don't take on clients, we take on partners. So we don't charge ridiculous setup fees or monthly retainers. We go into business with you. So if you don't get paid, we don't get paid. But we're doing all the work, and so the risk is all on us. Now, one caveat, these leads must have dealt with you in the past. they can't be cold or bought leads, or it just doesn't really work as well. So no matter what size your organization, whether you're an SME or a large enterprise level client, if you want a fast cash flow boost starting in just the next few weeks, and you have at least a few thousand dormant leads, preferably more, click below to schedule a chat and answer a few simple questions about your market and your business. We'll take your answers, and before your call, we'll train the AI to understand your business and your market uniquely, and then you'll get to test drive your own Sleeping Giant AI agent live and see how easily it turns your dead leads into sales and revenue. Now, we only take on a limited number of clients each month, so it is first come, first served. So if this sounds like it could be a game changer for you, get onto this before your competition does. Click the button below, tell us about your market, and book your Sleeping Giant test drive today.